Okay, so this is my girl that decided to lay in front of her nest box instead of in it. You can see her little self back in there. Originally I put a piece of paper, literally a piece of binder paper, underneath her eggs to keep them from hitting the bars and cracking. And that worked, but it's a chilly situation. There's no insulation there keeping the bottom side of those eggs warm. So I put a piece of felt blanket under the eggs and kind of covered it with hay and the whole thing. And she accepted that fine and just incubated along. So the time came and I fostered out some of her embryos and replaced them with blank eggs. And one of the blank eggs cracked open in the middle of the night and oozed all over the blanket and the surrounding eggs and, of course, her feathers. So she got up in the morning and the blanket came with her. So when I came out, the blanket was across the cage with 4 eggs stuck to it. And she was back in the corner on the piece of paper with the remaining 2 eggs. This girl is blessed because of the 4 eggs that were stuck to it, 3 of them were the blanks that I had put in the nest. Only 1 actually had an embryo in it. And she was sitting on the 2 other live embryos. So I took it out and I pulled the live embryo out of it and I warmed it up in my hand a little bit and put it back under her. So here's the thing. That means it gets down to about 62 degrees at night here. And that means that the egg was probably at 62 degrees for several hours. I have no idea whether it will continue to develop or not. We just have to wait and see. In the meantime, if she's actually going to hatch those chicks, she has to have something under her that will support that, because they'll just fall off the edge of the paper and into the bars of the cage and down into the tray and die. So I've got creative. Here's this ridiculous little thing that I have, wall hanging thing, this 5x7. I got it at Michael's on sale for $5. It is a box. I taped a piece of white computer paper to it because that's what she's used to seeing. And I am going to slide this, I'm going to open it up, slide this under into the corner, put her eggs in it, and surround it with hay. Hopefully she'll accept it, because there is some chance that the babies would actually survive in this, where they won't on a piece of paper. This will also help her to keep them warm, because it's, it's made out of, particle fiber board or whatever, and it's about 1/4 of an inch thick, so it will retain some heat. So I'm going to do that a little later today. Other news, Miss Fontaine, Colorado's girl, hatched out her 2nd egg, which means it was time to pull the last 3. So I did that. I came over here to my yellow-faced girl that has literally 2 eggs. She's been in the nest for less than a week, but she's where those babies are going. So I pulled her 2 eggs out, which are blank and one with a little polka dot embryo in it, and put them in her box just so she wouldn't be too disrupted by the missing eggs. And also having a few eggs in the box helps the hen not squish her babies. So I'll leave those in there for a few days and then I'll pull them out and freeze them. And this girl got her 3 foster chicks, one of which is due to hatch in 2 days. I did this to her before and she did just fine. So babies, about 24 to 48 hours before they hatch, babies break through the air sac in their egg and they begin talking. They peep to their parents. And the hens, you'll know what's happening because the hens will sit tight on those eggs. Even a hen that generally will jump off the eggs without a hitch will start sitting tight on them because they know something's coming out. And I think that's a big bonding attachment period as well. So she'll start hearing that the next baby peep in the next 24 hours or so. And she'll have 24 hours to gear up for mommy mode. I checked the 3 boxes here. No new babies. Also no new eggs. She still got 5. She still got 3. This girl has started laying eggs again. So I'm going to have to pull that and sort through them and throw out a few eggs. She's got 5 of them in there now. And, of course, 2 of them are going to start hatching any minute, and the others are 3 weeks out. So, but anyway, things are going along here, so we're still waiting for our first baby in the foster cage. This is Larkspur and Unakite, and they have 3 thriving little babies. Band-Aid is today. No. Band-Aid Saturday, so it's not time to start checking yet. Oh, Messy. Oh, Messy getting baby. Look at those cute little babies. Those other two eggs in there are blanks. It's probably time I pulled them out, though. These guys are getting pretty big. 1, 2. Okay. Okay, they look good. They're just going along. She's feeding them up just fine. It's all good. You got your pretty babies, Missy. Oh, you got little crusty eyes. I'll have to check her and see what's going on there. And this is Wraith and Dacite with their little rainbow babies. The oldest 3. See, now I check babies every day because I'm looking for signs of trouble. I'm looking for failure to thrive. I'm looking for splayed. I'm looking for, go on, Missy, out you go. And that kind of thing. I'm looking for plucked chicks. And everybody looks just fabulous in there. You're doing such a good job, Miss Fang. I'm not going to disturb new mama here. She has a brand new egg. So I candled, this is Dolerite and Baby. And I candled their eggs, and their air sacs all looked very strange to me. So I thought perhaps they won't hatch. And then 4 days later I candled them again, and things seem to be normalizing. So we may end up with a full nest here. And I'm okay with that. Although I do still have to have a place to put those 2 extra chicks from the fosters. That one foster's on 5 embryos. She has only 2 embryos, so we will be able to put at least 1 in here. And actually, when I put Flo's embryos in here, I put a blank egg with 2 embryos. I don't know if the blank egg's going to start to develop or not, so I'll have to check it and see. So there may be room in here too. This is Danube and Glory's babies. And they're looking good. Actually, 2 of these, the 2 oldest ones, are actually not theirs. The youngest one is their chick. The 2 older ones are Amenadiel and Shaktis, and they're looking good. One of them is the second one is a opaline again. The first one is not. I see the gray down. The first one might have a yellow face. I think I see a little bit of yellow in there, but I'm not sure. But they're coming along gangbusters. This is Quinn. He's a first-time daddy, and he's with his Aster. And Aster, you have to let me see. You have to let me see. I'm gonna make sure they're doing okay. Let me see. Shoot, shoot, shoot. No, no, no. Out you go. Oh yeah, they're looking good. Everybody's just fine. Okay. And so I sent this girl right here. This is Arquette. I've set her up twice now with different males, and her cere remained dark brown, and she never did anything. And then I accidentally put her in a cage with this guy. This is Kobe. He's 1,000,000 years old. I mean, okay, he's a 2017, which means he was probably hatched in 2016. So he's pretty darn old. That's 5 years. And he's had 2 permanent mates, one of which died because she was 3 years older than him, and the other one got sick last year. So he's been mateless for about a year, and this girl has picked him. So I don't know. We'll see. And her cere is finally changing too. It's not dark brown anymore. It's starting to get crusty, and the edges are turning tan. So I don't even know if old Kobe here is up for, you know, filling those eggs, but he's certainly acting like he's ready to try. So we'll give it a shot. And this is Shafty and Amenadiel. And now, oh my goodness, you guys are getting huge. Let me back out a little bit. Now they're getting huge. Those pretty little babies. Yes, they are. Aren't they cute? Okay, and that is today's update.